Hi, Prajakta. Thanks for joining us today. And happy
Hi,
Women's Day.
Sindhu.
Happy International Women's Day to you.
Hi, Sindhu. Thank you for inviting me, and happy International Women's Day to you also.
Thank you so much. Hi, guys. This is interview number 5 in our mini series for this year's International Women's Day celebration. And this year it's a special Women's Day. We are celebrating a special Women's Day this year because it's the topic around of this year is around women leadership in COVID-19 world. So I thought, what better than speaking to 5 incredible women from different walks of life. And we're going to share these interviews with you during this week. Today we have here with us Prajakta Chokekar from New Zealand. So it's late for her, but she's taken some time to speak to us today. And she's a very good friend, member of Fifth Origins community. She's wearing one of our bestseller Cape Black Sand, and she's a yoga instructor. So we wanted to hear from her about her experiences, about how COVID-19 affected her community in Auckland, and how we could use what she has learned from the past year for us here as well. So welcome again, Prajakta. And my first question to you today is, how did COVID-19 affect you personally and professionally?
Uh, Thank you, Sindhu, for inviting me again. And yeah, in terms of personal and professional, like personally, I have been just stuck in New Zealand in this small country, although we have a lot of mobility as compared to the rest of the world, wherein everything is open and there have been a few short lockdowns, but most of it has been open. So it hasn't affected me personally in the sense that I have just not been able to see my family physically. Like, I haven't been to India. Me being an immigrant in a foreign country, I used to visit back home almost every year, which is what I miss. I have a 2-year-old niece who's growing up really fast, and I really miss seeing her grow. Um, and I think, in terms of personally, also, I have. Learned to do a lot of DIY stuff just being in lockdown. So just being a better cook. I have learned to make soaps, essential oils, and like plant-based milk and those type of things. So yeah, so that's what I've done personally. Professionally, it has affected me, I think, in terms of like me being a yoga instructor, which is what I do part-time. Um, the local gyms that I used to teach at, one of them closed down, and the other one, it relocated to a place which did not have a studio anymore. So the actual classes became Zoom classes. And yeah, so I think that is what has really changed professionally. And yeah, I also work full time as a banker, but yeah, banks are really thriving, to be honest. And I think a lot of things that people had to go to the branch and do things, they are just able to do everything online or over the phone. So yeah, so that is how it has affected me personally and professionally.
Nice. So, I mean, it's great to hear that you've taken this pandemic as an opportunity to learn so many new things, like making handmade soaps, essential oils. I mean, that's great. I think those are also some of the positives of what happened last year. Even I think that, for me it was big. It was very stressful, of course, because I had my second child born at the peak of the pandemic, but it was also nice because there was some slowdown in general, and some reflection on what is really important, and what really matters for an individual, but also as a family. So I'm very happy that you brought out all the positive aspects of COVID-19. I think that's very rare that I've heard this. So thanks for starting this interview on a very positive note. Prajakta, of course, being an yoga instructor, I'm sure you've had a lot of experiences helping the community in different ways, even before the pandemic. But especially during the pandemic, how have you helped your community?
I think I started like a gold coin donation or like a $5 yoga Zoom class, and just advertising over social media like Facebook, and people who don't have access, like for example, I have a class of Russian women who don't have access to yoga in their communities. They are based in different parts. Like I am based in Auckland, but they are based outside of Auckland, in Hamilton or in Wellington. Some are based in the South Island, so they have access to me as a yoga instructor, and I take the class once a week. It's a proper class, 55 minutes, and 10 minutes of meditation. So number one, that is what I've done, just to help the community. At work, we have like a small group of it's actually really for everyone, but it's mostly women who join in these kind of activities. It's just some breathing exercises that we do. That's again once a week. It's only like for 10 minutes, and whoever can join. It's basically, it started as a small team exercise, which really spread out to the entire floor, and people just started getting interested. And I think, yeah, so those are a couple of things that I do just to make people aware of just being present, and just, yeah, bringing their attention back to the present rather than being anxious because of the pandemic and people losing their jobs and those type of things. So yeah, so that is what is my little contribution in terms of, uh, yeah, just creating or just giving back to the community.
Nice. That's really nice. Is this the same class that once I had joined in? Okay, that's good. Yeah, it's unfortunate, because of the timing, it was really difficult to be a part of this community where where you are helping women who are not exposed to the benefits of yoga. And just I'm curious. So, like, how did you see any changes in these women who didn't know about yoga, and then you expose them to this world of yoga, and how they what are their experiences now, especially because of the stress of dealing with the pandemic, and at the same time learning something so new for their mindfulness.
I think most of the women who joined the class are already, they were either doing yoga classes and they just don't have an access, or they have been doing some sort of mindfulness, but they just don't have a community where they can get in touch with someone and be part of like a group. But yeah, just having the class gives them the access of just building a community.
Yeah.
And sometimes we have a little chat after class, and we just talk about our experiences in terms of how the meditation went, or how they felt, or if there were things like there was someone who was looking for a job, so people just told her how were the ways of looking for a job, and how one of them was like a new mother, so the mothers in the group just gave her tips. So that kind of built a little rapport, a little community, just like a little support group. So that is what I think is what yoga creates. And yeah.
Yeah, that's the power of course, in this case, because it's around the yoga class, but also the power of a community where you can really reach out to each other for help, for support, and it could even just be talking to someone. I think nowadays even that is valuable, especially considering the kind of situation we are in, like locked up in our houses, cannot meet our friends, cannot go to a restaurant for a coffee. So I think even if it's remotely, or if you are in a community who is there to who's there to help you, I think that is really valuable and quite defining, I would say. So great, thanks for sharing this with us, Prajakta. And last but not the least, this is my favorite question because I've learned over the last four interviews that I've taken, I've learned so much from the people I've spoken to. What are your three key takeaways from what has happened to us, as the whole world rather, because of the pandemic? But personally, what do you see as your three key learnings from this situation?
I think the first one, the number one for me is creativity. Is I learned to become more creative. There was no access to gyms and things like that, so I just had to motivate myself to exercise at home. I started following a few YouTube channels and just started doing weight training at home, just going for runs, and of course doing my yoga practice as well. Number two was, oh yeah, also in terms of like learning DIYs, that was the creative. It was just a way of like just learning new things, learning new dishes. Like people were becoming lockdown chefs, and I was one of them also. And number two, I think, is resilience, which I think is just, I think that is one quality which everyone in the world, I think, has built over the period of time, considering that we have just been confined to a certain space, and perhaps with a certain amount of number of individuals just having a certain amount of energy rather than interacting with a lot of other people outside. So I think building that resilience just in tough times. And like for us personally, I would like to give an example wherein I can speak to my family, or I could speak to you, for example, over a video call. But if this pandemic, if it would have happened, maybe, I know there was like a pandemic that happened 100 years ago, and I just could not even imagine being in that time and what would people have done to get in touch with their families. So I think that just being a little positive about everything in general is what I have learned from this experience. So creativity, positivity, and just resilience, I think.
Very good. That's beautiful. You've put it really well. Actually, the last person that I interviewed also, she said the same thing. She said she also got more creative, not only in the way how what she was doing with her team, because she manages a team, but she also said she got creative in the way she was helping people. So I think that is really something to put into perspective. I don't think people have looked at it like that. I haven't, because I have also obviously um, done things differently, especially because of being a new mother. I would have, like, when Raga, my daughter, was born, I had done things differently, and now with my son Akshay, I was doing things differently. And now when you tell me about this, they're like, yeah, actually, I've got more creative, and this is something beautiful, because you can keep continuing this. Once you have
Yeah,
this, once you've learned something, then there's also more. You're hungry to learn more.
absolutely.
That's really beautiful, and of course, resilience. Yeah, as a mother, I think that itself teaches you. But of course, COVID was, it added to that. So I'm all in for resilience. I think women need plenty of that. And positivity, of course, that is, and that's great, because you started off the interview on a positive note, on really what are the positives of that came out of COVID-19 and the post COVID-19 world, because it is going to be different than what it was a couple of let's say a year ago. So thanks a lot for these three beautiful uh, keynotes, I would say, just talking about what really you learned, and how we could think about whether this is also what we have gone through, and see what how to use it positively to steer through the next coming months, or the following year. So thanks a lot for your time, and for being so awesome for your community, and for looking so beautiful in our Black Cape Infinity Black Sand. And I hope to see you soon, and I hope we can connect with you again, maybe on a different matter, on something that we can learn from each other. So thanks a lot. And I wish you a very, very good evening, but let's say actually good night, because it's time for you to sleep.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Sindhu. It's been an honor.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.